Hello, children. So, today we are going to continue with the same chapter, that is work and energy, with the remaining parts. So, yesterday so far we have learned till some examples and we have gone through with the definition of work with a basic introduction. So, here the definitions we have taught and proved some examples. So, this is very important in order to learn the problems. Okay, so today we are going to continue with how to calculate work done. So with some examples I'm going to take here. So here I have chosen horse, and here the cart is there and a person is riding the cart. Okay, so here in order to move this cart, what happens? Horse applies force, isn't it? Horse is applying force in order to move or to pull the cart. Person on the cart cannot move unless the force applied by horse or to pull the cart. See, this horse has to move, isn't it? This horse has to pull or to move in order to move this cart. To move this person front or to backwards, this horse has to apply some force, isn't it? So force is required to do the work. And so once this cart is moved, there is some displacement, isn't it? Displacement takes place. So displacement takes place where these two results to be in work done. So force and displacement takes place in order to complete the work done. Okay, so we know that horse is trying to pull the cart. In order, when it is displacement is taken place, we prove that the work is done. Okay, so based upon that, how we are gonna classify? So factors on which work depends. So these are the two factors on which work depends. So work depends on force and work depends on displacement. So these two are the factors that work depends on. Okay, so what is that? Force. Here we know the definition of force in the previous chapter itself. So here what force that we are going to take? So force, for the work to happen, for force that has to be applied, we can say that work is directly proportional to force. For what happens here? For the work to happen, okay, for the work to be done, force has to be applied, isn't it? Force has to be done in order to complete the work. So that we can say work is directly proportional to force. So by this we can say that work is directly proportional to force. Okay, so this completes force. And we have one more thing, that is displacement. So displacement means, here in this chapter, displacement is that the necessary condition for work to be done. So in order to complete work, we require displacement also. So the work to be done is that the displacement must be caused in the body. Okay, so this is the body. In order to make the work done, displacement has to be taken part. So we can say that here work is proportional to displacement. So in order with the force and displacement, how we can take it as? We can take it as work is directly proportional to F into S, isn't it? We know this. Yesterday also we have proved with same formula. So in this we can say that work is directly proportional to force into displacement. In order to get the knowledge, see, we need to get the knowledge, that is F is equals to K into F. K means constant. Okay, this you can write it, if necessary you can write this, or else you can leave. Just in order to get the knowledge, you must be knowing that K will be there, that is constant, or else you can directly write it as W is equals to F into S. Okay, this you can directly write it. So in mathematical form, mathematically what happens, in order to prove this, what we do is we write it as W is directly proportional to F and W is directly proportional to S, isn't it? Directly proportional to force and displacement. Or you can directly write it as W is directly proportional to F into S. This is the formula to calculate the expression. Okay, and we know that value of K is 1. Okay children, which is constant. This has to be known only for your knowledge. Okay, that K is constant and the value is 1. This is only for reference, or else you can directly write it as W work done is directly proportional to force into displacement. You can directly write it like that. So from this what we can say, you can also say that work is a product of force and displacement caused by force in its own direction. So this we know that it is work is a product of force and displacement. Work is product of force and displacement, we have written here, caused by force in its own direction, isn't it? There will be some direction in order to move or to pull or push anything. So direction will be given. So from this what we can say, work is a scalar quantity. Okay, work is a scalar quantity. So now let's move on with the expression how to calculate the work done. There are some 3 expressions to calculate the work done. So the very first one we have already learned, and this is the second one that we'll learn here. Expression for work done against gravity. Okay, the expressions may be asked for work done against gravity. In previous gravitational chapter we have learnt about gravity and gravity values, isn't it? So with those values here also we are going to prove the work done or the energy calculated. So this is the expression, that is M is equals to W is equals to M into G into H, where W is work done, M is the mass, G is the gravity and H is the height. So in order to prove this, let me explain here. So here assume that a person is there. Okay, a person is there. He is trying to pull with the help of pulley. He is trying to take the water from the well. So here's the height. Here you can see it is in downward. So he is taking with upwards. Okay, and here let's take a ball dropping down. Okay, this is upward and the ball is from here, it is dropping down. It is dropping down towards surface. This is the surface. Okay, so the height, we have some height here. Even here also we have some height. Questions may arise. When questions arise based upon this formula, how to calculate, either it may be upward or downward, anything it may be. So we have the formula, that is F is equals to W is equals to F into S, isn't it? We have the formula, that is work is equals to force into displacement. Here it is replaced with here we are replacing. Okay, so in previous chapter we have learnt that F is equals to ma, isn't it? So similarly we'll take it as force is nothing but F is equals to ma. So write FMA into, take this as same it is, F is equals to ma. Okay, so here we are taking H as well, because in order to calculate the height, either it may be upward or downward, we already know. So you can write it like H. Okay, where In order to prove this, W is equals to mass, write it as it is. Here it is, we are going to calculate with the gravity. So acceleration due to gravity, we can write it as G. And h is the height taken. So this is the formula to calculate the work done. Okay, where work is equals to mass into gravity into the height. So G means, G is the gravity due to earth, and the value we know that is 9.8. In approx we'll take it as 10, isn't it? So in approximately we'll take it as 10. So it is mass into G is gravity due to earth, that is we have taken it G, and the height is h. So we have some 3 expressions. So we have some, this is the expressions where work is equals to mass into gravity into height. Okay, so this is the formula in order to calculate the expressions. So we have some 3 expressions for work done when anything is pulled, or we cannot say that it is making an angle with direction of displacement, isn't it? So in order, we have some 3 expressions. So the 3 expressions are like this. We have learnt 2, and the third one is work is equals to F into S, that is force into displacement, into cos theta. So cos theta is nothing but where we in maths we have learnt about sin theta, cos theta and tan theta, and even more if we have learnt. So here what we'll do, cos theta means where the angle is calculated. Okay, so that is equals to W is equals to Fs cos theta. So the 3 expressions are like this. F is equals to W is equals to Fs into cos theta, and W is equals to F into S, where W is equals to M into G into H. So these are the 3. This is you can take it any one, 1, 2 or 3. Either you can take it. So these are the 3 expressions you must be knowing gradually. Okay, either this way you can take it as 1, 2 or 3, 1, 2 or 3, anything. But these are the 3 expressions to calculate the work done. So I hope you are clear with the expressions. Now we'll see with the W is equals to Fs cos theta. Okay, so this is the formula. So here you can see a person is holding a bag. Okay, on the surface. This is the surface, and he is trying to pull this bag. While pulling the rod or like a rope, anything, it contains some angle, isn't it? It contains some angle theta. So the angle degree, you can take it like, say for example, we'll assume this as 60 degree. So degree calculations will be given in while examples or in the questions. It will be given some degrees. So with using those, we need to calculate the work done, or to calculate the work done. So here you can see some angles will be there, so that we can take it as cos theta. And we do have some units of work. Unit of work is taken in SI. Unit of work is joule. We already know, we have learnt in the introduction part of work. So the SI unit is equals to joule, where W is equals to F into S. We know that force into displacement, isn't it? So W is equals to F into S. So W is, we have taken it as 1 joule, and force is 1 Newton, and displacement in meters. So in order, we have taken it as unit of work is 1 joule is equals to 1 Newton into 1 meter. So work is said to be 1 joule when 1 Newton of force acts on body and causes the displacement of 1 meter in body in its own direction. We calculate the unit of work. So this is the unit of work, that is to calculate joule. This is important and can be asked for 1 marks. Calculate or define the unit of joule. Then we have to write it as 1 joule is equals to 1 Newton into 1 meter. So by this, I hope you got an idea in order to prove its unit of work. So that is F is equals to W is equals to F into S, or you can write it as 1 joule is equals to 1 Newton into 1 meter. You can write it like this or like this. Anything which is convenient and easy for you children. Okay. So in this joules, we have some units. We have bigger units, that is gigajoules and megajoules. So what is gigajoules and megajoules? The relation between gigajoules and megajoules with joule is that gigajoules means where 10 raised to power 9 it will be, and megajoules means it is 10 to the power of 6. 10 raised to the power of 6 joules. This is gigajoule and megajoule. So based upon these expressions, let us try to solve one problem. So the very first problem I have taken here is, a porter lifts a luggage of 25 kg from the ground and puts it on his head. Okay, that is 2.0 meter above from the ground. So a porter is there. Here you can take a porter lifts a luggage of 25 kg. So let's take this as a porter. Okay, he's putting luggage. Even when you students are learning, try to learn with the diagrams so that it will be easy for you to understand the concept or to prove the problems. So a porter lifts, this is a porter, he is lifting a luggage of 25 kg. So assume this as 25 kg. Okay, 25 kg from the ground and puts it on from the ground and on his head, that is 2.0 meter above from the ground level. So this is the ground level. So he puts it on his head. Okay, so calculate the work done by him on the luggage. So we need to calculate the work done on his luggage. So here on the ground means it is gravity is given. So let's try to solve this. That is mass of the luggage is equals to, that is M is equals to 25 kg. Then we have the displacement. So displacement is that it is 2 meters. So S is equals to 2.0 meters. We know that. So we need to calculate work done. So work done is equals to W is equals to F into S. We have the formula, but here we need to understand that ground is there, where that is nothing but gravity. So M into G into H. So this is the formula we have, that is W is equals to M into G into H. So let us apply the numbers. So mass is that we know it is 25 kg into, and the gravity due to earth we know that it is 9.8 approximately. When taken, it is, you can take it as 10. So the height is given, that is displacement 2 meters is given. So when you calculate 25 into 10 into 25 into 10, it is 250. Then you need to calculate with 2. So the answer you get is 500. This is kg and this is Newton per meter square, and here also it is meter. Okay, so when you calculate 500 kg meter square into meter, so this is the answer you get. So you can write it as 500 Newton per meter. So or else you can write it as W is equals to 500 joule. Okay, So this is how you need to calculate the answer for the work done. I hope you students have understood with the problem. With this, using of these three formulas, you need to calculate the work done. Anything may be given. So I have so far explained with two kinds of expressions. Let's prove with more examples and more questions in the next video. Thank you so much.